For the first 6 months, breast milk is the best food for your baby. It contains all of the nutrients a baby needs for growth and development. It also decreases the risk of infections such as gastroenteritis and ear infections. Children who are breastfed also have a lower risk of becoming overweight and of getting high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes as adults. Children who are exclusively breastfed get the greatest protection, but even a little breastfeeding is good. If your baby is not breastfed, infant formula will provide all of the energy and nutrients he or she needs. Formula is made to emulate the nutrient contents of breast milk as much as possible. Because all babies are different, it's not possible to say how much breast milk or formula an infant needs. Normally, the best thing to do is to let the baby's appetite determine how much and how often he or she eats. But babies don't get enough vitamin D from their food. Too little vitamin D can result in the baby's skeleton not developing the way it should. That's why all babies need to take a vitamin D supplement from 1 week of age up to 2 years. Some children need to continue to take vitamin D drops after 2 years. It is important to administer the drops regularly. If your baby is curious about the food you eat, you can give her tiny tastes now and then, but not until 4 months of age. You can take a little of your own food, about 1 milliliter, either on a spoon or on your finger, and let the baby take a little on his or her tongue. Just give tiny amounts of food and continue breastfeeding or bottle feeding as usual. The idea isn't for these taste tests to provide nourishment, but for the baby to experience new flavors and textures. If your baby isn't interested, you can just as well wait until he or she reaches 6 months of age. Breast milk and vitamin D drops provide all the nutrition your baby needs for the first half a year. It's good for your baby to start getting used to small amounts of gluten while he or she is still breastfeeding. This may reduce the risk of the baby developing gluten intolerance later on. You can introduce gluten by giving the baby tiny tastes of white bread or thin, unsweetened wafers. At around 6 months of age, it's time to get your child used to eating regular food. In the beginning, it's mostly about introducing your child to new textures, more flavors, eating from a spoon, and learning how to chew. There are no rules for which food to start with, and you don't need to introduce one food at a time. Babies are sensitive to the bacteria and viruses that can cause gastroenteritis. For that reason, it's extremely important to observe good hygiene when you prepare food for your baby. Babies can eat most of the same foods as other family members, but there are some foods that you should avoid introducing until your child turns 1. When you give the baby some of the family's food, set aside the baby's portion before you add salt. Babies can't regulate their salt balance properly, and it's important to give salt sparingly to babies under 1 year of age. Something that you don't need to worry about is flavoring the food with herbs like dill, parsley, and other spices. Do wait to introduce leafy greens like lettuce and spinach until your baby has turned 1. These greens contain nitrates, which can be transformed into nitrites in the body. In children under 1 year of age, nitrites can inhibit the flow of oxygen in the blood. By the way, don't give honey to children under 1. It can contain spores which in rare cases can develop into bacteria in the intestines of infants, where it produces the dangerous poison botulinum. Avoid sweetened foods as much as possible. Sugar only provides empty calories, no vitamins or minerals. There's a lot of sugar in flavored yogurts, in cookies and crackers, fruit soups and jellies, jams and marmalades. And of course, ice cream and candy. Sweet drinks like juice and soda also contain a lot of sugar. Don't give your baby these drinks. Instead, get him or her used to drinking water. Sound hard? If you stop and think about it, feeding babies isn't that difficult. Just the opposite. It's often fun and exciting to watch your child discover new flavors and find new favorite foods. Keep breastfeeding while your baby learns to eat. Because breast milk and infant formula contain so many nutrients, you won't need to worry if your child needs time to adjust to eating other food. A slow introduction to the world of food is very good. The more your baby eats, the less breast milk and formula will be needed. But you can still breastfeed for as long as you and your baby want to, even after 1 year of age. Good luck.